Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. So happy to be here with you on this rainy Friday afternoon here in northern Colorado. It's drizzly, a little bit windy and overcast. Starting to see the leaves fall from the trees around here on the farm. So definitely we're incoming fall, that's for sure. What a crazy week. So many emotions, so many responses. I still don't, fully have my wits about me. I feel like, of course, I'm talking about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. We did a great show last night on Red Pill Project, and we had a great discussion about the assassination, but also about solutions. And that kind of inspired me today to talk about solutions even more. So that's kind of going to be our daily topic today is solutions. Where do we go from here, right? What do we do after something like this? And I've had a lot of thoughts about this, so I want to bounce some of those off of you today. And we're going to get back into talking about health news as well. And the reason why is that there's some really important stuff coming up. And isn't it convenient that the world seems to be in chaos right now as there are key moves being made, especially in health, which let me translate. Health equals money. Health equals economy. Health is control. Okay, so it's not just like, oh, this little side note about health over here. No. It is a powerful industry. It's used for surveillance. It's used for control. It is used for, obviously, profit. And there's major announcements coming in. And there's going to be some major changes, hopefully, if this thing doesn't fall apart right now, given the chaos that's going on in the world and the trauma that has been inflicted upon specifically the American people. But I do think the Western world as a whole is shook right now. So we're going to talk about this inconvenient study, the Henry Ford vaccine study, what that means and how that's going to be used in the future. Check this out. Pfizer Moderna shares are falling right now because there is a report pending from Trump officials that will link child deaths to COVID shots. That is the mainstream media reporting that. So what does that mean? What does that really mean, right? What are they trying to signal? When the mainstream media is coming out with a headline like that, so they're prepping. They are prepping. Of course, that's not getting much attention today, and I understand why. Pharma companies are required also now, because of Secretary of HHS Bobby Kennedy, to provide full safety disclosures on those television ads. So no longer is it going to be okay to go may cause diarrhea at the very end of the commercial. So we're going to talk about that. And I have a very applicable health topic today. I'm going to give you 7 solutions on how to deal with common problems, common signals that come up in your body. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. And of course, we have a naturally inspired moment as always. So today's daily topic, though, I'm really excited to talk to you about this. Again, I was telling you I was on the Red Pill Project last night. They were kind of breaking down the shots and, what could have happened and logistically and whatnot, and, that kind of analysis. And, I don't have a lot of thought on that. And the reason why, I guess, is because that's not my area of expertise, number one. But also, I'm really concerned about how everybody's reacting and responding to this event. And I think we need to give people tools on how to process. So I want to start out today. This made me sad, and maybe you don't feel the same way, but I'll explain to you why I do feel sad about this. after you watch it. So check out this first clip. This is just some, honestly, no disrespect, but a random person. I didn't know her name. I didn't have time to research her. So just somebody on the internet who expressed their pleasure that Charlie Kirk was killed. And there were some consequences to that. Watch this.
So I lost my job. I got called into the office yesterday. I kind of felt like something was off, but they called me in the office yesterday, and after I finished like half through the work, and told me that they could either fire me or I could put a resignation in, but that would look better. But they fired me, or they're getting rid of me because of my TikTok and the book post. Somebody screenshot a lot of my TikToks and wrote a nasty letter, and in my Facebook screenshot those and mailed them to the office to my boss. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got up early this morning and started throwing stuff outside to sell it.
She's going to sell her belongings off right away because she's lost her job. And if you're cheering for this, I'd ask you to evaluate and audit your thought process. Okay? Because, I didn't know Charlie Kirk personally, but I viewed enough of his content and listened to enough of his speeches and whatnot through the years to understand his moral character and to understand the impact that he was really trying to make with people. And the way I see it, and maybe you see it differently, but the way I see it, it's not this woman's fault that she was captured, that her consciousness was captured. She was an open vessel for it, like many people are, right? An open vessel to the portal, the algorithm, the information that's being pumped out purposefully to curate and create a dependent population, a dependent population that needs the portal, needs the algorithm to direct their thinking. So, I always talk about the blurring between reality and virtual all the time. This is a perfect case of that. This woman's shattered in her reality because virtual has become real for her. And maybe that's a really good lesson for her, Hopefully she learns the lesson. And not to silence her speech, okay? Not to silence her speech. I don't think that is, this is where it gets really complicated because, obviously she's going to go through a grieving point from losing this job, and she may turn even angrier against the right or the conservative party. And that's where I say this division of left and right is not serving any of us. In fact, it will be the reason for our downfall. Because the true enemy here isn't the people on the left, and it isn't the people on the right. It is the people above, who are the globalists, who are coming up with narratives, coming up with campaigns to advertise to this group and to that group, to create division between the two groups for mass control to usher in their agenda, which is less freedom for us. Let me tell you, a whole lot less freedom for us. I'm going to dive more into this when we come back. Humanizing, rehumanizing people. That's the solution. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
I get lots of comments lately, and thank you. I don't say this to toot my own horn, that's for sure, because if you know me, you know I'm super uncomfortable doing that. But I have to tell you, I've had a lot of compliments on my skin lately, and people have been asking me, what do you do? What do you do to your skin? Why does your skin, look like that? And all I can tell you is that I do have an inside out approach to skin health. Like, I do the collagen every single day, faithfully, twice a day, a tablespoon in the morning, tablespoon in the evening. And I am taking the cellular reset every day at 3:00 when I sit down with you here. That's an intense polyphenol product that is, just really is full of antioxidants, resveratrol. It's a dietary supplement, so it's food-based. I love food-based stuff. That's why I take the collagen is food-based as well. The cellular reset is food-based. And that's my approach, And of course I take my multi every day and I add some fish oils in there as well. But that's what I do. And so if you're curious about learning about how to improve the quality of your skin, just go to naturallyinspiredstore.com, click on the cellular reset, purchase your cellular reset there. You can also book a 30-minute free consultation with me. It's time for us to just sit down, and go through some things. And I might be able to help you identify a few roadblocks that are keeping you from your optimum health. It's working fantastic for people. People are losing weight. People are getting better results with their inflammation. It's a fantastic community. It's growing every day, and I'm so excited about it because it's really the way we change the culture of health in the country. So check it out today at naturallyinspiredstore.com. Okay, so many things. I want to be thoughtful here because it's Friday, and I'll tell you, I did so much radio this week that I'm feeling a little bit whoa, let me just say I'm ready for the weekend. But yet I have a really important show to deliver. So I'm going to try to stay focused here and really hit the points that I think are important. The solution to this, like I said, it's not if you are operating on the surface level. I'm always talking about higher faculties when it comes to our consciousness. This is so needed right now because we are, bringing in the digital revolution, not us, but it's upon us. It's here. The way we compete with that artificial intelligence is these higher faculties. And when I say higher faculties, I'm talking about intuition. I'm talking about emotional intelligence. I'm talking about your memory. I'm talking about your empathy. I'm talking about your humanness, your ability to create. And so when I see people operating out of pure emotion, I see people operating on a very surface level of being human. Oh, that bee got what she deserved, And I get the urge to want to respond that way because that's how we're emotional beings. But I would urge you in Charlie Kirk fashion, right? Because this guy could really hold his temper. The reason why I think he could hold his temper, his emotions so well is because that he truly went out in good faith debate. Meaning he was not going into these places to be right. He was going into these places to make an impact. And we all know if you attack somebody's character, if you are an a-hole to somebody, it's over. You got no hope of reaching them once you've offended them. You've got to climb back out of offending them and try to connect. And so that's what Charlie Kirk did, is he really did go in there with a good faith debate policy, really trying to not just be right, but connect. Because you know why? He saw lost souls. And that's what I see. I see a lot of lost people. I played that clip for you yesterday from that podcast, with the girl with the bright red hair and everything all out. And, man, these girls are lost. You're lost. And that's trauma and pain behind that lost. And so when you kind of look at it that with fresh eyes, like this woman who's in a lot of pain now because she's lost her job. And I mean, we know how unforgiving the world is when you don't have money. It's very painful, right? Very unforgiving place to be in when you're broke and you don't have any money. So the fear in her has risen up because she has lost the thread and thought that the way she acted in virtual reality had no real consequence. And it does. And honestly, her employer has every right to fire her because as an employee, you're a representation of that company. So they're within their right to fire her. I'm not saying they should have kept her on her job. I'm not saying that. But this is a painful lesson for this woman. And the lesson I hope she doesn't get confused is that, she lost her job for her speech, and the company was trying to censor her. That's not the lesson here. The lesson I hope she learns is that it doesn't pay to buy into the cult agenda. Because where are they now for you? Are they going to pay your rent? Are they going to buy your kids food? No, they're not. And so by getting sucked into the portal, getting sucked into the narrative, the campaign, she's lost her job. She has lost her job. And there are many people waking up to no job this morning because they forgot that the real world exists. So when you look at these people, you can start to humanize them. When you think, okay, so they got lost in the campaign, they got lost in the algorithm, they got sucked down the portal. Why? Because that cult agenda is based in victimization. You got to be a victim. You gotta want to kind of get some comfort out of being seen as a victim when you're part of the cult agenda. Oh, poor me. I should get more. I need this, but this happened to me and that happened to me. And that's why I always say radical personal responsibility. Because people get confused. Radical personal responsibility empowers you. It may not be your fault. Your circumstances, crappy things happen to all of us all the time. It's not our fault most of the time. There are circumstances. Maybe we could have done things to prevent it, but maybe not, right? Radical responsibility. If you live in radical responsibility, you immediately go into, okay, what do I do now? How can I take my power back? That's your first priority when you are living in personal power all the time. Personal empowerment. The cult says, oh, poor you. You can't help yourself. You've been damaged. These terrible things happened to you. Those people were mean to you. We'll help you. That they want you dependent. They don't want you to have radical personal responsibility. They want to be your parent because then you do exactly what they say. And that's what's happened to a lot of these crazy people that have taken to the internet. They are so sucked down into the campaign, to the portal, into the algorithm, whatever you want to call it. They thought they were entitled to be able to express themselves that way with no consequence. So I think the key to this is understanding that these people live on the surface level, and they are very susceptible to emotional warfare. Very susceptible. We're human beings and we're very nuanced. Things aren't just black and white. If this woman knew who Charlie Kirk was, I doubt she would hate him. But her emotions wouldn't even let her start to absorb who he was. And that's very purposeful. I have a lot more to say about this. Stay tuned. We're on a mission to rehumanize humans. Stay tuned. This is Naturally Inspired Radio, and we'll be right back.
Are achy joints holding you back? Are you tired of stiffness slowing you down? It's time to restore with Joint Restore Gummies from Prosper CBD. These delicious strawberry-flavored gummies aren't just tasty. They're designed to soothe joint discomfort, promote flexibility, and help you move freely again. No more messy creams or bitter pills. Just one gummy a day to get you back to doing what you love. And best of all, no prescription needed.
My husband was headed towards knee surgery, and I was having hip pain. A friend recommended these. We tried them, and they worked great. We noticed a difference right away.
Right now, Prosper Wellness is offering a special deal, so don't wait. Go to jointrestore1.com. That's jointrestore1.com. Grab your Joint Restore gummies today. Be sure to use the promo code TAMMY, TAMMY, for 20% off your order.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that detoxing daily can help remove up to 70% of the toxins in your body? Let me share 3 real stories about how Greska's C60 has helped people feel their best every day. John from Denver, Colorado says,
I've always struggled with seasonal allergies, but since I started taking Greska's C60 every day, my symptoms have significantly improved. I don't feel congested or tired all the time. It's been an amazing daily detox for my body, and I feel so much more energized.
Emily from Portland, Oregon says,
As an athlete, I was looking for a way to keep my body clean and detoxed. Greska's C60 has been a great addition to my routine. I feel less bloated and I feel more clear-headed. Plus, it's helped me with occasional muscle stiffness and aches after intense workouts.
Visit c60.com or call 720-600-6040 today to start your own journey. Use promo code TAMMY at checkout for a special discount.
I wanted a product I could take for my cellular health. I found your cellular reset, and I love knowing that the antioxidants are helping me. I feel great, and it's supporting my long-term cellular health. That's from Catherine, a testimonial sent to me on my text line. That's exactly what it does. The cellular reset helps you at the cellular level, restores function in the body with its powerful antioxidant, and you can get yours today at the naturallyinspiredstore.com just by clicking on cellular reset. So many testimonials. I mean, it's helping people wipe out chronic, yeast infections, things of that nature, but as an antioxidant. So it's food. It's just food, and that's the wonderful thing about it that I love about it is its dense polyphenols. So get yours today at naturallyinspiredstore.com. Okay, I want to play you a couple of clips because I think this is really important. I'm not picking on this guy. Well, maybe I am because I don't watch him, but I know enough about him to know that he's not helping anything. The mainstream media, they certainly aren't helping. And I'm not sure why he chose this vocabulary, but this is the type of stuff I want you to be aware of because whether he did it purposefully or not, I think the intent of the full clip that I'm not going to play the full clip, but I'm going to play a little clip of this. I think the intent of this reporter was to connect to the audience in a very dark time. So I think his intention was probably, to do good. But gosh, if they aren't just programmed and they don't even, I'm not even sure they realize what they're doing. Listen to this guy's words. This is Kyle Clark from 9 News here in Colorado. Take a listen to this.
A famous man was shot in Utah today, a friend of the American president. School children were shot here in Colorado today, friends to their classmates at Evergreen High. Each of their lives had worth and value that no other person had a right to try and take. But all of them, all of us, live in a country where too many are sick with the delusion that somehow violence is going to solve our problems.
Did you pick up on his choice of words there? It's bizarre. And here, let me tell you why. Okay. So a famous man, the American president's friend. Kyle, you live in America. Okay. You're reporting to Americans. I'm not sure why you pointed it out there. You know, it's weird. And then on top of that, a famous man, like, we know his name. His name's Charlie Kirk. Okay. And now I'm not sure if he didn't want to name Charlie Kirk because he couldn't name the children at the school, you know, because they're minors. So you can't name the children. So I'm not sure if he was trying to balance that out or what he was trying to do, but there is clearly an attempt to not humanize Charlie Kirk and make sure he ties it to Trump, right? The American president. Oh, like we don't know his name. In a softer way, right? Because he knows Trump, you know, what is it called? TDS, derangement syndrome, is real because they created it with the hammering of the rhetoric and he's this and he's that. Oh my God. None of it is true. You know, almost none of it is true. And I know because in Canada, you know, I have interactions with people in Canada because that's where I grew up and my whole family lives there. And they don't see hardly anything in the news, anything positive about Trump over there. Nothing. It is largely all negative. Some of the stuff they believe is like, wow, I don't even like it is plausible to some of the people over there who are choosing to, you know, absorb the campaign propaganda that extreme right wingers would go to a rally and pow, pow, shoot their guns up in the air in public. That's plausible thinking to them. Of course, you and I know that's completely absurd. I've been here a long time now in America. Never seen that happen, you know? Been to a lot of events everywhere. That's not real. But that is the campaign. That is the persona, the caricature of a right winger in America seen abroad and even within this country on the left. Is absolutely bizarre. Okay? It's not real. So that's what I'm talking about here. You know, they are purposefully, like he could have easily had said, you know, civil rights leader Charlie Kirk was assassinated today. He was a big supporter of President Trump. And at the same time, we had some beautiful children in Evergreen, Colorado that were shot at. And this stuff's got to stop. That would have been a normal way to say it. But they don't say it that way because they don't want to humanize people they don't like. And when you do that, you are doing the work of the cult. You are doing the work of the cult. And there is a cult. They are trying to curate culture in this country. And it doesn't serve you. And it doesn't serve me. And it doesn't serve your neighbor. And it doesn't serve probably everybody you know. But it does serve the cult. It serves the higher, whatever you want to call it, okay? You want to call it the cult. You want to call it the globalists. You want to call it the corporate, the mega corp, the elite, whatever. So I'm going to humanize Charlie Kirk here today. Hopefully people will understand this is absolutely necessary to this poor woman that got sucked into her algorithm and has now lost her job. If she had seen this side of Charlie Kirk, I guarantee you she wouldn't have praised that he's dead. This is from Candace Owens last night. Obviously, she was like best friends with Charlie Kirk. And this is a regular friendship. Take a listen.
Charlie's caricature to survive when the actual Charlie Kirk individual, who Charlie Kirk actually is so much more important. The caricature, the cartoon, is that Charlie's this young, smart guy, made a career out of debating college kids, decided not to go to college, started Turning Point USA. And I think a lot of people thought that Charlie must take himself a bit too seriously. And I want you guys to know that that could not be further from the truth. Charlie and me were always laughing. Yes, he was ambitious. Everybody knows Charlie is ambitious. I met him back in 2017 when Turning Point was this very young organization. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew who Charlie Kirk was. And Charlie was always wearing these really baggy suits. I mean, they looked like they were hand-me-downs from 3 generations because he was focused on the ideas. He didn't care about his appearance. He was laser focused on what he knew Turning Point could become. Not could become, but would become. He hired...
Focused on a real purpose, you know? She goes on to explain here a little bit more. Let's go to the second clip. Very important.
On that day, when that tweet happened, and we were doing what I used to refer to as like the Charlie dance. Here it is. You don't understand like the divinity of him tweeting that. Like,
I'm living in the 21st century. There's something meaning to it.
The era of Kanye. I can't even explain it because you really did have to be there. Charlie was my overly bright and sometimes really annoying kid brother. I was smiling going through my chat of how many times he would text me a picture and say, does this look cool? Does this look cool? Do I look cool? This is like just a screen recording of us talking about a pair of sunglasses. He's just sending me it. I'm like, nah, that's not good. Nope, that's not. No, send. Okay, that one's okay. That'll work. And this is actually one of my favorite photos of him where he said, I can just hear him when I look at this photo. I can hear him saying, does this look cool? He was wearing a pair of Yeezys that Kanye gave him, and he looked really cool. I thought they really suited him. I was like, yeah, you look really cool, Charlie.
Charlie Kirk was insecure, just like all of us. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back with your Naturally Inspired moment. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
I think what I'm taking out of all of this analysis that I've been doing over the last couple of days, watching these videos, trying to understand how people could be so callous to celebrate somebody's death. After watching Candace's episode last night, I could see, Charlie Kirk was focused on doing what he believed was right. And he was focused on his purpose. And it didn't mean that he wasn't insecure about things. And it didn't mean that, it wasn't hard for him to push himself out. When you see them jumping in the video, Candace explains, like, they had to have hype music, because your purpose, when you're so passionate about a purpose, you don't have room for your insecurities to slow you down. It's like, oh gosh, I don't want to put myself out there, but like, I have to talk about this. And so you have to get over those insecurities. You have to not care what people say about you. You have to not care. You have to. And that's where Charlie Kirk was. He had to overcome all of that in the public light so that he could be impactful. And he was really good at that because he was able to curate emotional intelligence. And I think if you took that woman's story, we don't know who that woman is and we don't know her backstory, but I guarantee you she has a very compelling story as well. A painful one probably, because when you are attracted to victimization and when you are susceptible to living on the surface of your emotions, it's because you've experienced trauma in your life and you have not yet integrated that trauma to be able to use it for good. So for today's Naturally Inspired Moment, I want to talk about curating emotional intelligence in yourself. So 5 strategies here first. Number 1, awareness. So big. Notice your emotions as they rise. And ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? And where is it showing up in my body? Name the emotion. By naming it, it reduces its power over you. So, maybe when you saw some of these videos like I did, and you saw people celebrating or whatever, you could feel the emotion rising up, right? Like, oh my gosh, this is disgusting. This is repulsive. Like, you're outraged. But by asking yourself a question, like I did, I'm thinking, what has happened to this person to get them to this point where they are celebrating another human being, a father, a young man, 31 years old, being brutally assassinated in broad daylight in front of other people, There were young girls there who saw that, young men that saw that. They're now traumatized. So what has had to have happened to that person for them to respond in that way? Instantly, your brain settles in and tries to search for understanding here, because this is bad all along. Every which way, this is bad, horrific for everybody involved. Number 2, pause before reacting. So instead of letting your frustration or anger dictate your very next move, give yourself a breath or a 5-second pause. This tiny, tiny delay is the gateway to a better choice. So instead of, oh my gosh, they got exactly enough. Ask yourself, right? That question, what is going on here? Number 3, reframe the story. Our thoughts shape our emotions. There's no doubt about that. So ask, is there another way to see this situation? When I see that woman, when I saw that woman yesterday who was celebrating, the woman in Victoria, BC, Canada, and I'm pretty sure she's lost her job already. I thought, there's mental illness here. The cackling, the throwing the head back, the joy, that was mental illness on display. And then you start to follow the steps. How does a person get to this point, right? It reframes the story. And then remember, the reason for this is because when you're in control of your higher faculties, you can make a bigger impact. It has a more positive impact on your health. You become more empowered. Number 4, practice empathy daily. Put yourself in another person's shoes before judging them. This strengthens connection and softens defensiveness, which fuels trust in every relationship. So, when I see somebody who is got the blue hair and the piercings and all the things and all the signs, right? And they are signs that they are lost. They are physical signals that they've been caught up in the algorithm, that they've been caught up in the cult agenda. And you want to say, wow, I wonder how that happened to them. I wonder what the story is there. How did that happen? How did they get caught up in that so intensely that they feel that they have to wear it on their being to signal to other people who they are? Practice that empathy. Align with your values. God, I say this all the time. It is so important to outline your values. It makes making decisions so much easier. Instead of guessing, oh, why didn't I do that? Why didn't, I should have done this or I should have done that. Or, really going back and forth and painfully trying to make decisions. And let me tell you, people have a really tough time making decisions nowadays on their own because of this. Because of cult capture, people would rather not make a decision. They'd rather just live in, this purgatory area, trying to wait for something to just happen so they don't have to make the decision. That's conditioning. That is conditioning, being reliant on someone else making decisions for you. It's a lot easier because then you can blame them when things go wrong. And that's the hesitancy in making decisions for yourself, is that you have to take personal responsibility. But guess what? You don't have any power over your own life if you're relying on other people to make things happen for you, to make decisions for you. You're a slave. You're a slave when you're not making your own decisions. So make a list. It's going to happen anyways, because if your values are very strong, no matter what they are going to show up in your life over and over again. There's no doubt about it that my children and my husband are my number one value, because I drop everything. I tell you, I got a podcast scheduled. I got an appointment. I got this. My son walks into this house. It's just ridiculous. My son walks into this house. I'm hungry. Oh gosh, he's hungry. I can't even help myself. It's ridiculous. I got to tell myself, okay, he's old. Leave. I can't, it's hard for me to do because I want to serve him. I want to. And Western culture would tell you, oh, that's ridiculous. He's 22 years old. You shouldn't be cooking for him. You shouldn't be doing that for him. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care what you say. I want to. That is my way of expressing to him that I love him. I do the same thing with my daughter. I do the same thing with Jason. I literally feel bad if I can't cook for them. And so, no, I know that that's my value. I know it. So I try very, very hard to make sure that my schedule allows for that. I don't travel the country for my work. I don't go here. I don't go there. I don't. You know why? I don't want to be away from my family. It's my number one value. And when you can declare your values, you just go, oh yeah, okay. That's where I'm at right now. Now, maybe that will change. I'm sure it will when my kids even get older and they're going to be out doing other things. I won't get that opportunity. But right now, that's where I'm at. Identify your values, what truly is, and it doesn't even, sometimes it's not a good value that you hold, but you keep serving it. And then you got some decisions to make. Maybe it's drinking, maybe it's smoking, maybe it's something that's not contributing to your health. Then it's time to analyze and figure out, why is this a value for me when it's hurting me? Curate emotional intelligence in yourself. Stay tuned. The second hour is coming up. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.
Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
If you're looking for a great way to daily detox, I love my Greska C60. It is a fantastic way to, we're bombarded with toxins every single day. And this is a great way to support your body in detoxification. C60 is a pure, powerful carbon molecule that helps remove toxins, supports your healthy cells, and keeps you feeling your best. You can order at c60.com, or you can call Bob or Sam. There's a local company right here in Colorado, 720-600-6040. Greska's C60, the real carbon 60, okay? Don't be fooled by other carbons that are, different colors and whatnot. Carbon is black, and C60, Greska C60 is black. It is pure. So you want to go to c60.com to get yours ordered, or again, call 720-600-6040. So I said earlier, I guess, welcome to the second hour, I should say. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. Welcome to the second hour. We have spent the first hour kind of, talking about how we got here, how the cult, and when I say cult, I'm talking about the culture shapers in the world, the globalists, the elite, the people that are running the Great Reset. There's all kinds of names for this group of people. They have captured a lot of the, American three-letter agencies through corporations, the corporations that they run and own. And so we're on track to, for them to fulfill their agenda. And so that's who I'm talking about. And earlier in the show, I said, the division only serves them. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve your neighbor. It doesn't serve most citizens that live in your community. It serves the cult agenda. And the cult agenda is this, don't forget, everyone gets their worldview, from different places. And I firmly believe it's, who you're exposed to, plus your experiences. And that kind of makes up where your worldview comes from. And I have a long list of people that have influenced my worldview. But don't get it twisted. The globalists, they want a one world government. They believe in eugenics, right? Getting rid of the useless eaters. They want mass surveillance. They believe in transhumanism. They want to enslave the population and keep us from nature. They're godless. And, what better way to turn other people into susceptible vessels for that than to keep them from nature, to keep them from God, to keep them from their connection. That's the agenda. And the portal serves for that. It serves for that kind of unconscious behavior where you're an open vessel to be led this way or that way. And that's what we're seeing happen. So the answer to this is rehumanizing people and understanding that there's a bigger, larger agenda at play here by people who do not have our freedom as one of their intentions. I'll put up this tweet from Candace Owens and start this part of the discussion. Here's a tweet recently from Candace Owens today. The father of the shooter was a 27-year veteran of the Washington County's Sheriff's Department. We need to continue to ask questions about absolutely everything. I want to know everything there is to know about everyone around this kid. Let me tell you, if anybody's going to get answers around this, it's going to be Candace Owens. I felt it in my gut immediately when I heard and saw and took in information for the first 24 hours about Charlie Kirk's assassination. I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to become Candace's way of life until she figures this out. There's something more at play here. We've been through this before, right? We've been through this before, everybody. How many times right? Do we really think that this was just some radicalized kid in the basement somewhere who, performed an operation and was successful at it when Charlie Kirk had security? I mean, come on. Did you see the footage of him jumping off the roof? Apparently he had a gun with him when he jumped off the roof, but then we don't see any gun. And then the gun was found in the forest afterwards. Okay. We got patsies all over the place, diversions, the man that they arrested immediately, and then the second man. And now they've got a third man, young man who's been radicalized. Knowing the patterns, and I'm just, I'm just spitballing here. A little bit of wisdom from somebody that's been around for a little while, seen a lot of these types of operations now in my lifetime and waited for them to kind of unravel and something's not right here and footage here. And, it's just patterns. It's just patterns. You start to see the patterns and then you're like, oh, I've seen this before. And the brain goes, yeah, something's not right here. And I'm not pointing fingers at anybody because we don't know. But let me tell you, the way the cult works, they're very networky. A lot of celebrities, a lot of musicians, a lot of culture shapers, people who, can garner influence are used as tools to help the cult shape culture. And often these people who are used as assets, when you really dig into their background, you often can link them back to some kind of, operational control. Maybe their dad was in the CIA, or maybe their mom was in the FBI, or maybe they were a researcher at this particular school, or you know what I mean? They're not just like, my dad was a painter. You know what I mean? My mom started out as a janitor, worked her way up into management type of thing. They just don't seem to have parents like that. A lot of them are connected, I guess you can say. So it's interesting that Candace, tweeted that out because I believe Candace is on to the patterns as well. And that's why she no longer fit in at the Daily Wire. She had to go out on her own. She's a pattern detector. I want to put up her other tweet as well. It is 100% true that Charlie opposed war with Iran and was fighting with his donors over Israel, as Tucker Carlson just shared on Megyn Kelly's show. This is why I'm discomforted by the intentional lie by omission that Bibi told on Fox News about the letter Charlie wrote him. Now, before everybody, I'm not pointing the fingers anywhere, but here's what I will say. Do I think foreign governments benefit from the downfall of the largest country in the world, the most powerful country in the world, America? Heck yes. Yes. And when you start framing countries as, corporations and businesses and entities that negotiate for specific outcomes over money and power and control, is it really that conspiratorial? Or do you think it's more likely that a random kid got pissed off at Charlie Kirk and just decided to throw a tantrum and made an excellent marksmanship, an excellent display of marksmanship by ending Charlie Kirk's life with one shot? You think a trans kid that, was just pissed off, just Charlie Kirk, would be able to curate his emotional intelligence to the level of being able to execute something like that? Or do you think it could be that there's some geopolitics at play here? And that this might have been a lot deeper than maybe you or I know. I want to play for you now. What time is it here? Actually, we're going to go to break in just a minute. But when we come back, I'll play for you the clip. Tucker Carlson on Megyn Kelly. I do believe Tucker Carlson is starting to recognize the same type of patterns that I've been recognizing for a long time. I believe his eyes have been opened. I don't know. Stay tuned, everybody. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. I'm so glad you're here.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Looking for CBD that is powerful, tastes great, easy to take, in a gummy. Go to jointrestore1.com, jointrestore1.com. You can use promo code Tammy, that's TAMMY. Chris over there at Prosper Wellness is, again, another local business that is doing powerful work in the space of providing people real solutions for health. Jointrestore1.com. I tell you, the thing that impressed me about Prosper Wellness is they have a ton of testimonials on their website. Like, people love that stuff. They love it. It works. It's a wonderful solution. Jointrestore1.com. Use promo code Tammy for all your CBD needs. Okay, I want to play the clip from Tucker Carlson talking to Megyn Kelly. Let's go there first, and then we'll break it down. Here it is.
He was one of the only people, I mean, truly one of the only people to go to the president whom he loved. He loved Donald Trump, like personally as well. And I think the president really loved him in a real way. But he was one of the only people to go to the Oval Office and say, sir, I totally understand and think Iran's really bad, but a war with Iran is not, is something that could really hurt our country. I mean, boy, that was an unpopular position. He didn't need to express it. Oh, of course. And he did it again. He didn't have some weird agenda. He wasn't mad at anybody. He was for his country, and he was for doing the right and wise and difficult thing. And he said that. He went to the Oval Office to say that. He took massive abuse from his own donors, which is also something that you don't see people. And he loved his donors. It wasn't a hostile thing, but they had a different view. A lot of them, not all, but a lot. And they expressed it to him in a very intense way. I know because he showed me. And he said, look, I understand your perspective. This is my perspective, and we're going to do what we think is the right thing, the wise thing.
In that way, too, he was the voice of young people. I mean, there are no young people in the country anymore supporting this war and wanting Israel to continue its bombing campaign. That's just the truth. Look at the polls. And he was in touch with them. And even where his own opinion may have differed from their opinion, he felt like he owed it to them to bring their message to the sitting president of the United States. I mean, that's what's been snuffed out.
Well, as he has been, unfortunately.
The American citizenry is tired of fighting wars they are being lied to about. I think I think we can all agree on that. Whether, I think if you ask that woman that I played that clip of at the beginning of the show, if you asked her and said, what do you think about war in Iran? What do you think about America going to war in Iran? She'd probably say, well, I don't believe in war. I bet ya. And guess what? I don't either. I think these wars are stupid. I think we don't know what we're fighting for most of the time. There's always a backdoor agenda that never gets exposed up front. There seems to be a campaign to amp up emotions when we're about to go to war to get support for it. That isn't by accident. Energy is real. Energy is real. There's energy around actions. There's energy around emotion. And they know it. The cult knows it. They need your energy. So that's interesting. We have Candace who's saying, and we're going to hear a lot more from Candace, let me tell you. This is not going to end with her. She's saying he was taking a great deal of pressure from his supporters for modifying, not even changing his opinion, but modifying his opinion on something. And in another interview that Megyn Kelly did, she was talking to Donald Trump Jr. And I mean, Charlie Kirk's organization had grown to over a $200 million operation. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of donors there, right? And very instrumental in him being able to do the work that he was doing. Candace indicated that he was actually in a spiritual war. He was in a spiritual transformation, I think she said. I don't think she used the word war. I think she said he was struggling spiritually. And when you struggle spiritually, I think it's because your values are being tested. And you're like, oh, I need this, but also this is my value. And that's, the space in between what you want to do and the pressure of, what's expected of you, that creates stress. And so I think Candace would be in the best position, and Tucker to be in a position to understand what kind of stress Charlie was under. I don't know. But again, on the surface here, we can be emotional And we can look at this on a very surface level and say, oh yeah, it was a kid. He was mad because of what Charlie said. And he got a gun and he went up and he shot him. And, then the people on the left are going to be like, well, he deserved it. And we live on the surface with the emotions. And the people on the right are going to be mad at the people on the left. How dare you celebrate that? And meanwhile, the cult's up here, getting exactly what they want. I think it's time, and I think American public is ready for it. I don't think anybody is going to believe whatever story they say. Nobody's going to believe it. We still don't know who tried to assassinate Trump. We don't know. But they're going to try to tie it up in a nice little bow for us and feed that to us. Meanwhile, there's all this stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. And that is the way the world works, people. You are shown what they want you to see. They are manipulating your emotions for very specific outcomes, for a bigger agenda. They could care less about you. Personally, they could care less about your health. They don't care. Part of their belief system is eugenics. You understand that? So they'd rather you not be here. They only want a bunch of people that are going to keep putting nickels in the machine for them, feeding the machine. Oh yeah, keep paying for the medical care, keep paying for the healthcare system, keep buying the crappy food, keep yourself in the system, feeding the system. And, the system's going to get smaller and smaller because the agenda is very condensed communities, 15-minute cities, right? To keep you from nature, to keep you from ever being able to connect with your creator. They want to cure sleep, keep you awake all the time so they can just pump that information into you. So you never have an original thought again. That'd be their dream. Why not just turn you into a robot, right? Let's just merge man and machine and then we'll really have them at our disposal. Like it's not bad enough already. Very, very inconvenient study. I want to change gears now and start talking a little bit about what's going on in the pharma realm. Because this stuff, I was saying this last night on the Red Pill Project, that perhaps the timing of some of the stuff that's going on right now, I think it's kind of a situation of kill two birds with one stone type of thing. We've got the geopolitical, stuff going on, but we also have this monster, this behemoth of the pharmaceutical industry, which is big business. Big business, big impact on the economy. And they've got some trouble on their hands. They've got some major trouble on their hands. There has been hearing after hearing lately. Ron Johnson has been hosting hearings on vaccines. It's not just vaccines, you guys, okay? It's not just vaccines. These pharmaceutical companies are massive. And if they expose themselves to liability, if all of a sudden, it's found out that they actually aren't covered with indemnity because they didn't follow the rules, they didn't follow the legal process of trials and whatnot, well, it could be over for them. So I want to talk about this inconvenient study. I want to talk about Pfizer and Moderna. Everything that's going on. We got to press on. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert-Garcia. So glad you're here.
Are achy joints holding you back? Are you tired of stiffness slowing you down? It's time to restore with Joint Restore Gummies from Prosper CBD. These delicious strawberry-flavored gummies aren't just tasty. They're designed to soothe joint discomfort, promote flexibility, and help you move freely again. No more messy creams or bitter pills. Just one gummy a day to get you back to doing what you love. Best of all, no prescription needed.
My husband was headed towards knee surgery, and I was having hip pain. A friend recommended these. We tried them, and they worked great. We noticed a difference right away.
Right now, Prosper Wellness is offering a special deal, so don't wait. Go to jointrestore1.com. That's jointrestore1.com. Grab your Joint Restore gummies today. Be sure to use the promo code TAMMY, TAMMY, for 20% off your order.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that detoxing daily can help remove up to 70% of the toxins in your body? Let me share 3 real stories about how Greska's C60 has helped people feel their best every day. John from Denver, Colorado says,
I've always struggled with seasonal allergies, but since I started taking Greska C60 every day, my symptoms have significantly improved. I don't feel congested or tired all the time. It's been an amazing daily detox for my body, and I feel so much more energized.
Emily from Portland, Oregon says,
As an athlete, I was looking for a way to keep my body clean and detoxed. Greska C60 has been a great addition to my routine. I feel less bloated and I feel more clear-headed. Plus, it's helped me with occasional muscle stiffness and aches after intense workouts.
Visit C60.com or call 720-600-6040 today to start your own journey. Use promo code TAMMY at checkout for a special discount.
If you've experienced brain trauma, stroke, cognitive issues, and just need healing, you might want to check out liveO2.com. So have you ever heard of oxygen training? LiveO2 delivers oxygen-rich performance right in your home, helping you boost energy, recover faster, and feel your best at any age. It's kind of like supercharging your body from the inside out. Creator, innovator Mark Squibb, you can reach him at 970-658-2789. Again, another local business. 970-658-2789. You can just call and talk to Mark and visit his website. Check it out. liveO2.com. That's liveO2.com. Another real solution for health. So a very inconvenient, you may, before everything went crazy here last week, I was covering a lot of Ron Johnson's vaccine hearings and whatnot. And even Bobby Kennedy was testifying to the Finance Committee and Senate there. And so we were talking a lot about this, we're building up this stuff. Let me just show you this tweet. In the next 48 hours, it sounds like we're going to get some information. Within 48 hours, an earth-shattering study will drop with profound global implications. For those still pushing mRNA shots, now is the time to stop. Stay tuned. Meanwhile, the world's in chaos. It starts to make sense, doesn't it? I mean, do you guys remember 9/11? How much money was just gone? Rumsfeld? There's this, we don't know what happened to this money. And we never did find out what happened to the money because 9/11 happened. It's not by accident, that this stuff happens in the timing that it happens in. So, hear me out. There's a very inconvenient study going around, and Del Bigtree and Aaron Seary and the High Wire are talking a lot, are putting this out. And I believe there's a documentary coming out about it. But here's the actual study. So these are the findings that have been presented by Aaron Seary under oath, under testimony. It was the Henry Ford Health System. Okay. It analyzed 18,468 children born from 2000 to 2016 in the Henry Ford Health System in Michigan. Of those, around 1,957 had no vaccine exposure, so they were unvaccinated, and 16,511 had one or more vaccines. The vaccinated group was claimed to have significantly higher rates of various chronic health conditions compared to the unvaccinated. Let me tell you, this is not the only study like this. Dr. Paul Thomas did a study in his practice where he kept records of unvaccinated patients versus vaccinated patients, and it mirrors this study. Imagine that. Anecdotally, I know many families, myself included, whose first child was heavily vaccinated and their second child was minimally or not at all vaccinated. And the difference in those two children's health outcomes is dramatic, including my own. My first kid, heavily vaccinated, all kinds of issues. My second kid, minimally, because I didn't know. Nothing. I'm telling you that chick, she doesn't feel good. She pukes, and 12 hours later, she's better. My first kid, 10 days to get over a cold or longer. When he was little, respiratory treatments, emergency room. My youngest daughter, who was born premature, you would think she would have chronic health conditions, right? Because that's what they tell you when you have a dramatically premature baby. Oh, she's going to be this, she's going to have this, she's going to have that. Oh, God. You have no clue what you're talking about. I mean, this girl is never taken out. So, I mean, it checks in the science and it checks in real life too. Interesting. So the vaccinated group was claimed to have significantly higher rates of various health conditions. It is claimed that after 10 years of follow-up, only about 43% of children in the vaccinated group were free from a chronic health condition, whereas about 83% of the unvaccinated group were free from health conditions. The study reportedly ran sensitivity analysis for children enrolled for 1, 3, 5 years, trying to adjust for follow-up time. They all showed elevated risk. They also assert that many conditions like ADHD, learning disabilities, speech disorder, tics had 0 instances in unvaccinated children, making some comparisons striking and irrefutable in their view. Associations are statistically significant and fairly large in magnitude for multiple conditions. So that's pretty inconvenient going on right now. We're about to get an announcement anytime. And so these corporations, they're preparing for that announcement. Because we've seen places like CVS, I believe, and other outlets, they don't want to promote vaccines right now. I've seen it now online where people are like, where can I get a COVID shot, right? They're becoming harder to find simply because they don't want to take the chance. They're understanding something's coming. We don't have the protection of the CDC anymore because the CDC is not recommending the COVID shot anymore for children. They're not recommending it for people under 65. And they also, they're not recommending it for in the season because, through the summer and whatnot, because it's not really flu season. So why would you get it? And now we're headed into a new territory. So Pfizer, and this is from NBC News, MSN, Pfizer Moderna, and this is CNBC, Pfizer Moderna shares fall on report that Trump officials will link child deaths to COVID shots. That's out today. Shares of Pfizer and Moderna fell on Friday after a report that Trump administration health officials plan to link COVID vaccines to the deaths of 25 children. The report comes as HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a prominent vaccine skeptic, remember this is MSNBC, moves to change immunization policy in the U.S. The report said officials plan to include the claim in a presentation next week to a key vaccine panel that advises the CDC for prevention and plays a key role in shot access. Their shares are falling. They're losing money. This is going on right now. A lot of people not talking about it. Big hearing. I don't know how many times I've heard Trump talk about his excitement to be able to be there with Bobby when this announcement, whatever this announcement may be, is made. Not only that, but in addition, pharma companies are now going to be required to provide full safety disclosures on their advertising. So you know how in the past we've seen these pharmaceutical commercials where we have, a really happy woman just, running through a field, right? Running through a meadow. She's so joyous because she's got her SSRIs now. Everything is fixed. And then at the very end of the commercial, they tell you this may cause, diarrhea. It may cause heart problems. It may cause depression. It may cause suicide. It may cause blah, 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 blah. You know how they do that now in rapid fire? It's changing. It's changing. And, I know that a lot of people, like when Bobby was campaigning, he said one of the things he was going to do is pull their ability to advertise at all. Because we're one of two countries that advertises on TV. Let me remind you again, these are corporations. These are negotiations. And this is what we ended up with. They must provide full safety disclosures now on their products, on any advertising. Stay tuned, everybody. Your health topic is up next. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
We're back. Want to encourage you, get your protein up. I know I'm saying it all the time. I'm a broken record, but I tell you, you can transform your health outcomes just by upping your protein levels. One way you can do it is at Pumpkin Creek Ranch. PumpkinCreekRanchCo.com. They are our premier provider for beef. They're a regenerative farm. I hope we have Jared come on, or Dean come on pretty quickly here. He hasn't been on for a while. Dean Lerwick, Jared and Dean Lerwick, they run Pumpkin Creek Ranch. They're a family operation. We love the beef from there. They are regenerative. They're all about the messaging. They want to provide food for their community, just a wonderful service to their community. So if you are looking for a clean source of beef, you want to visit PumpkinCreekRanchCo.com. Use promo code Tammy for some savings as well. That's TAMMY. For our health topic today, I want to talk about simple things you can do for, ordinary signals that you get from your body. So 7 ways to respond to your body's signals. Now, if you've been watching for a while, I try not to use the word symptom. Symptom to me is, it's a term that comes from the allopathic model, and it evokes fear. And one of the components of the allopathic model is fear. Yeah, they use fear to, get people into their funnel, into their solutions. And they don't have very many solutions. Their solutions are in the form of pharmaceuticals or operations, basically. And so that they have to use fear in order to get people to act, because nobody really wants to be on pharmaceuticals. You don't see people walking around, geez, I wish I had some more pharmaceuticals, right? I mean, it's natural for us to kind of like, I don't really want to take those drugs, man. But we feel like we don't have a choice. And I'm here to tell you, you do have a choice. There are many choices, actually. So today, for our health topic, we're talking about 7 ways to respond to your body's signal. And the first one, because this is so common, is heartburn or GERD or acid reflux. This is common. And I think many people think it's totally normal to reach for over-the-counter acids or whatnot and pop Tums or things of that nature to solve this problem. Especially, I think that we've been programmed to think, or conditioned to think, that this is just something that happens as you get older. No, it happens when your stomach acid is diminished. You don't have enough acid. The allopathic model will tell you got too much acid, and so you need to not have as much acid. So they give you these over-the-counter drugs to, lower acid. it's actually the opposite. You don't have enough acid in order to be able to keep the stomach acid where it needs to be. So it's a signal. Your body may be telling you that you're eating too quickly, that you're consuming too many processed foods, like eating in your car out of a paper or a plastic container. These types of things, the ultra processed foods, they're nutrient bankrupt and they do not contribute to a healthy stomach acid level. So it could be also another cause of it would be eating too late at night, right? So the reason why, and many people think, oh, it's not good to eat late at night because I'll put on weight. That isn't why. The reason why it's not great to eat at night is because of your sleep process. When you have food in your stomach at night, well, you're laying down flat, right? So that's not doing a whole lot of good for your body's ability to be able to, digest the food properly. But also, your body goes through detox at night. And when it has to work on digesting food at the same time, you're taking away its ability to be able to go through its natural detox process, because now it has to spend energy digesting food. So avoid that 2 hours before bed. If you can do 3, even better. Slow down your meals. On the go all the time. That's the American way. Eating out of the car, eating out of, just eating quickly to get to the next thing. Is there really anything more important than your health? There isn't. There isn't. We talked about values earlier in the show, and that's a value that we have to audit, because it's clear as a whole, that as a country, we don't value health as our number one priority, but we put money and we put other things. Not everybody, but a lot of people do. And they show that in their actions. They showed it in their actions when they complied through COVID, because they did just about anything they were asked to do to keep their job or to be able to travel or to be, you know what I'm saying? So really the value structure needs to change, because you can't work when you're sick. You can't work when you're dead, especially. You can't do anything. And so our number one priority has to be the health of our bodies. It has to be our health. So slow down your meals. You're nutrifying your body when you eat. You are medicating your body, if you want to think of it as that. Food is medicine. And so you don't want to take your medicine just on the go with not a lot of intention. You want to bring intention around it. And, enzymes can support digestion. That's a wonderful thing that you can do too. If you're dealing with heartburn, time to build up that stomach acid. And so Easy Just is one of my favorites. It's part of my product line. You take those before you eat, helps your body process. A wonderful thing. The other thing that I hear a lot of complaining about is puffiness. So especially in the face, puffy hands, puffy feet, or edema. And that's often tied, I know it's counterintuitive, but, it can be tied to dehydration. The fact that your body's having trouble uptaking water, so think, well, I got all this water, I'm swollen, but it's maybe not getting into the cell, because you need electrolytes to get water into the cell to truly be hydrated. So drinking water isn't just enough. Again, I go back to traditional Chinese medicine with detox pathways in the body, right? Congestion, edema, inflammation, puffiness. This is a sign of congestion at the cellular level. So you want to make sure you're supporting your detox pathways, and you definitely want to make sure that you're using proper hydration. So you're using electrolytes in your daily routine. Another common complaint is persistent fatigue. I have to say, 2 things that are key here. Your mitochondria needs support. If you're dealing with chronic fatigue all the time, you're probably not getting enough rest. enough sleep. So that's a component. But the reasoning behind your interrupted sleep in a lot of cases, not all, but in a lot of cases, is insulin resistance. It is high cortisol levels and cortisol dumping at the wrong time of day. Cortisol is a good hormone that wakes us up and energizes us in the morning. It's set by their circadian rhythm. So natural light helps us set our circadian rhythm. And when we don't get the proper rest, the right exposure to light, if our cortisol levels are off because there's congestion in the body at a cellular level, then everything's thrown off, right? We're synergistic beings. And that's a sign that your mitochondria needs support. Protein, protein, protein. You want to bring down insulin resistance? Focus on protein. Healthy fats, protein, protein, protein. I can't say it enough. You need key nutrients, right? You need to nutrify. So you got to prioritize sleep. Get up in the morning for that early morning light, right? Move your body throughout the day. Get those detox pathways open. Rebounding is wonderful. Moving your body, walking, lifting weights, wonderful. Be intentional of your eating habits. Eat to nutrify. Don't necessarily eat to entertain. Of course, I love my cellular reset for this. It's wonderful for mitochondrial support. If you have brittle nails or shedding hair, this is a big complaint with a lot of people. And I think immediately they think thyroid, right? This is my thyroid. This is my thyroid. Okay. It may be your thyroid, but if it is your thyroid at this point, there was a root cause for thyroid dysfunction. There's something that happened before the thyroid expressed dysfunction to cause the thyroid dysfunction. It isn't the root cause of the problem. There's something beneath that, and that is at the cellular level. Toxicity, exposure, low protein. I know, I'm a broken record. I'm always coming back to protein. Whole foods, eggs, grass-fed beef, right? Greek yogurt. Add collagen. You need collagen. Muscle cramps, electrolytes, magnesium. Thanks so much for joining me today. It's been Naturally Inspired Radio. Have a great weekend.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.